doesn't count. Honestly. It doesn't. We can leave that.
Okay.
Put it on the Let's go back to the manual.
I'm going to introduce Pandora and then just ask if there's open it up for questions.
Okay. So, will you share Andy's questions, or he's gonna be here?
Let's wait to see if he comes, because he said he
Why don't we leave it in auto frame? So when people come soon, we'll just,
didn't understand all of that.
Okay.
presumably that's not gonna be.
You
So
need to
I'm not-
understand
I'm not a
that.
chemist. I know some
All
of it.
right. That's a middle class. Oh. Okay, securing business.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
So we okay on YouTube?
yeah, she's streaming already, I think.
So Courtney, did you get any testimony?
No.
Recording in progress. So Julie is coming and Andy.
Julie for sure.
Yeah, sometimes she said she was zooming in. Yeah.
I never heard from, Courtney, did we hear from Wayne or Alapaki?
No, I
Okay.
did not hear back from them. I did hear back from Billy on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Gary?
Gary probably
Gary.
can't make it, so
So
Jesse.
Jesse's.
Jesse's supposed to be on today.
Andy won't be coming or attending. He's working up HP.
And he sent me an email this afternoon. He said he's gonna leave there before 5, so he would come straight here.
Oh, perfect. Okay. And there's someone working in that room.
Oh.
So I told him about this meeting.
But we're not gonna interrupt. We're gonna get started. Okay.
I did also tell him pay special attention when we go into that executive session, or when you guys go into that executive
I don't know if we're
session.
going to. But yeah,
Probably should, just to update people on
can,
what's been going on. Or, yeah, if you don't mind, I think
yeah.
it would be good.
okay.
Will you be in tomorrow, Greg?
I told no, I'm not certain. I might go up to HP. I'm waiting on another meeting scheduled this week at all. Thursday for sure, yeah.
Okay.
Tomorrow I'm not.
Then we can finalize these two site plans for Pandora and
Yeah.
Subaru.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, there's Wayne.
Oh, there's a-
Yes. I knew Wayne was coming because I talked to him this morning.
I'm wearing this because Newton might have been exposed to someone. See? Because it's still around.
Oh, I know.
Anything very, very, because people wrong.
I was reading that,
Not very monarch.
yeah, it was, I don't know, I went, but only one day. But I heard the new variant tends to lead to pink eye of all things.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
This just seems to be gathering symptoms as it goes.
Morphine.
Bonnie, I'm sorry. This is Kaleo.
Hello.
Chancellor Irwin.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Kaleo is our new education and outreach coordinator.
Excellent.
Comes to us from HCC.
Oh.
Day two on the job.
Yeah. We do a lot of horse trading between the two campuses.
I went from UH Hilo to HCC and back to UH.
Oh.
Over the course of my career so far.
We actually have a quorum at
Yeah.
the start, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Me too. Cut people off, but it's probably not that much that they're gonna miss out, right, if I start,
Yeah, no,
yeah.
yeah. I think it'd be fine.
Okay. Welcome, everyone. It is now 5:01 and we do have quorum, so I am gonna call the meeting to order. We do not have any testimony or public comment. So I won't, and I also would like to confirm those members attending via Zoom. If any of you have someone other than yourself in the room, can you please raise your hand? Seeing none, I will confirm that attendees by Zoom are in their room respective areas by themselves. Thank you. So we'll move to approval of the minutes of the March 7th meeting. Anyone have any changes?
No.
Can I have a motion?
I'll move to approve the minutes as submitted.
Thank you, Diana.
Second,
Second, thank you. Billy, we have a motion to approve the minutes, a motion and a second to approve the minutes as presented. All in favor, say aye or raise your hand. Aye.
Aye.
Unanimously approved. So we'll move to a Kahuku report.
Sure, and if it's okay, Chair, I'd like to just include the Kahuku report in my executive director's report.
Oh,
We could just
sure.
combine the two of them.
Sure.
Okay. Aloha, everyone. Nice to see everybody. I know it's been a while. I am going to. It's not there. Hang on a second. I'm going to pull up a few slides. And while I'm doing that, I would like to introduce everyone on Zoom to Kaleo Pilago, who's here with us in the room. Kaleo is our new education and outreach coordinator. He comes to us from Hawaii Community College, and really excited about filling a need that we've had for a long time with someone like Kaleo's qualifications. Kaleo, I'm going to ask if you could just say a few words about yourself and some of the work that you've done in the past, and so people can get a chance to know you.
Okay. Hi, hello, everybody. I'm Kaleo Pilago. I'm day 2 on the job. I don't know how far back we should go, but I'm actually from Kona, but I came to Hilo for college in the 90s with my wife and I, and we went through college. We got our 2 4-year and our graduate degrees here, and kind of settled down in our careers. I've been a part of the UH system since 2007. I started with the Kipuka Native Hawaiian Student Center as my title was under Student Support Services, though. We did a lot of community engagement stuff. Spent 8 years there under Auntie Gill, and then got offered a position at HCC in 2015 as a Halakea Testing Center manager. It was a student center. We did a lot of our online schooling and online testing there. And I've been there up until last week. And I'm really excited to be here. This is day 2. I got a lot of information so far, and I'm trying to just absorb and pay attention to what's going on and see how I can fit in and how I can support the programs that's existing, and hopefully introduce some new programs that aligns with the vision of CMS. And again, keep it short, but I'm excited to be here, and I'm really happy to meet everybody so far, meeting new people every day. Thanks for having me. Mahalo.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Kaleo.
you.
Kaleo also has a background with the VA'a, and so we're really excited about being able to integrate some of that experience into some of our programs as well. So welcome aboard, Kaleo.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, let me run through a few slides here for my executive director's report. This will be short. First thing I just wanted to share with you folks, I've talked about it before, but we've had just a wonderful success with our Ahina Hina propagation program partnership with DLNR, the Silver Swords. Here you see some of our young babies that are getting ready to be outplanted. Our resource management manager, Justin, is planning an outplanting in partnership with DLNR on some DLNR property right down below our viz. And it's just been a wonderful experience and successful experience as well. So they're looking forward to expanding some of that partnership work and doing other things. Next time we have you folks up to the Kalepohaka, would love to be able to share with you folks the work that they're doing in this very, very small, tiny greenhouse, but it's actually quite impressive. So tonight I have a couple of projects that are just being brought to you folks for informational purposes only. They don't require anything, any formal review or approval by and recommendations by the board. The first one is installation of some safety railings on a wall adjacent to the visitor information station. There you see a diagram with a schematic of what we are proposing to do. This will be part of a maintenance and ongoing repair of the facility. So we're seeking DLNR concurrence, not this is not being, a formal approval and plan is not being required from them. So that's the first one. Second one that kind of goes along with that is a solar lighting project. We're putting in some solar lights on a stairway that's adjacent to where they are going to install this railing. And it's to help for safety and maintenance as well. So again, we're seeking DLNR concurrence on that. And the last one is a project we've been wanting to do for a long time. We've talked to DLNR about it. They agree that we can just seek their concurrence as this project sort of fits within the parameters of what we do there already. This is installation of some Wi-Fi access points that are going to enable a couple of different things. Enable our rangers who are stationed out by the soft gate, right next to the outside of the visitor information station. It'll enable them to be online and be able to submit their reports and do other work as they're waiting or during breaks when people aren't there or coming up. It will also, these Wi-Fi access points will also allow us to, as part of our educational programming at the Viz, start to include QR codes on some of our displays and exhibits that are being planned so that the public can click on them and get additional information about whatever it is they might be looking at that time. So something we've been wanting to do for a while, and DLNR agrees this would be just a part of what we already do there. So we're just seeking their concurrence. Let me stop there and just see if there's any questions.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one is also being we're bringing it forward just for your information because this is a project that has been approved previously by the Maunakea Management Board. It was actually approved back in by Conservation District Use Permit or Site Plan Approval was issued back in 2015. This is for Subaru. They needed to install some new anchor beams in their facility. At the time, it was considered a type A project with minimal impact. So we did seek and did receive a site plan approval from DLNR. However, Subaru was not able to complete the project by the approval deadline. Therefore, what they want to do is complete it, but it requires them, because the permit or the site plan approval expired, it requires them or us to seek a new one. Now, the reasons for the delay are many. Part of it was they found some additional issues when they started doing the initial work in 2016. And then they had to suspend that work to begin assessing what the possible damage was to these cracks that they found in the supporting structure inside the building. In addition to that, it took several years. The delay was contributing to the delay was ongoing staff shortages, the bad weather in 2018, and the limited summit access in 2019, and COVID, of course. So they are wanting to complete the project. We're working with the DLNR to resubmit or submit a new site plan approval. It's exactly the same thing as what you folks have already reviewed and approved. So we're just bringing this forward for information purposes. Any questions on this?
No.
Okay. I know that what's of great interest to all of us is where things stand as regards to the Maunakea Stewardship Oversight Authority and their status. As you may be aware, if you've been following it, the authority members who were appointed by the governor have now all been confirmed. They all received confirmation just the other day, actually. Excuse me. And so officially, the organization starts on July 1st as an official state entity. Now, of course, the Act 255 brought together a number of jurisdictions and Kuleana that have responsibility on the Mauna in some form or fashion. The Land Use Commission, of course, UH and us, the CMS, and the Board and Department of Land and Natural Resources. And what the Act 255 intends to do is to put these things together and create this new entity called the authority. In terms of UH and our priorities, and some of this you've heard me talk about before, as we work with the authority through the transition, a big part of our focus will be on education of the authority and getting them up to speed as to all of the details and nuances of our operations. Now that they have all been confirmed, I anticipate that conversations about what does it mean to jointly manage during this transition period. Act 255 calls for UH and the authority to jointly manage the Mauna during this transition, but it does not provide any clarity or guidance on exactly what that means. I anticipate there's going to be a lot of time spent, a lot of conversations in the next 6 months for sure, discussions around clarifying roles and responsibilities between the authority, the DLNR, CMS, and including you folks, Maunakea Management Board, Kahukumana, and the Environment Committee. I know that when all of this was in the formation stages, we were already having some of these preliminary conversations. I think these conversations are now going to probably accelerate, given that the authority is now have been confirmed. So that will be a priority for us for sure in the next year. Another priority for me in particular is working with the authority on exactly what their transition plan is and how they plan on approaching and attacking all of the things that the Act requires them to do. And part of the reason why that's important to me is because you know, this creation of the authority has led to some instability within the organization. And so what I want to do is make sure that we have clear transition plans that we can be communicating to our employees so that they know exactly how this thing is all supposed to roll out. And then lastly, of course, again, you've heard me talk about these, a big priority for us is what we do with our existing leases and permits and their assignments to the authority. So lots of work ahead of us, and these are our priorities. But having said that, the authority, I think, has their own priorities and needs, and somehow all of this has got to work together. You know, the authority has talked about wanting to put the Mauna at the center of all of their decision making, and I think that's something that we all can support and aspire to. But what does that mean exactly when it comes down to some of the nuts and bolts of what the authority needs to do? There is some cleanup that I think the authority will want to take a look at in terms of Act 255. You know, there have been attempts to clarify some of the language and some of the conditions there contained in the Act. I think the authority is really going to have to be the entity to bring forth those amendments in the future going forward. Two things that pop to the top of my mind are exactly how they hold land tenure. Is it a general lease through DLNR or is it some other form? And then, of course, there's this ongoing lack of clarity around exactly how conservation district rules and jurisdiction will be addressed between the authority and DLNR. Act 255 also requires them to, the authority to develop a management plan and administrative rules. This is where their mandate to develop a framework for astronomy and exactly what astronomy as a state policy would look like on Mauna Kea. That's where it manifests, is in these plans and these rules. And these plans and rules also have to articulate leasing and permitting requirements and processes and criteria. So putting the Mauna in the middle of all of the decision-making around development of these plans and rules is also another big task for the authority. TNT is out there and will continue to be out there. They have their own timeline. NSF continues to proceed with their EIS. Not exactly sure where they are with sort of the next phase of that work, but that will be an issue that will have to be addressed. And I'm not exactly sure whose timeline that would happen on. I've identified, John Kumeji and I have identified the need for public and stakeholder outreach as being a priority. The public wants to know how all this is supposed to be working. And I think even thus the rationale for and justification for even more so us doing a lot of hard thinking and work around the idea of what our respective roles and responsibilities are going to be, particularly during this transition period. And then, of course, the authority still needs to also address how they make all of this work from a business and financial perspective. All of these are interdependent. All of these are tied together. And our job at the university is to try to support the authority in trying to address these things as best as we can by sharing with them our processes, our experience, our lessons learned, et cetera. So we're here to help ensure that the authority is successful, because we all need it to be successful. So that concludes my executive director's report for this evening. Any questions? Okay.
Oh, Kahukumana.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So Kahukumana meets this week, Thursday. At the last meeting, Shane invited a group of astronomers and some staff to come and join them at their meeting to talk about an experience that they had that Shane and his family facilitated on the equinox. Shane and his family are stewards of the cultural sites. They have a close relationship with National Park Service down in Honaunau. And so they typically do ceremony on the heiau, on the equinoxes and the solstices. So the March equinox, they invited a group of astronomy folks, mostly from Keck, to go down and engage with them and in ceremony, and also have an experience where they shared their respective understandings of what they were looking at when they were on the heiau, observing the sun setting and the pattern of the stars as they were there observing the evening sky. It was a very special and unique event, something that Shane's family by his own admission, had to talk through before they even agreed to do it. But by all accounts, both his family and as well as the people who attended, found it to be a very, very meaningful experience. And so Shane invited them to their last meeting, and they just kind of had an open sharing reflections session, talking about their respective perspectives, and it caused a lot of really good conversation. And so Shane is looking at wanting to do more of that, involving more of Kahukumana. This one being the first one, he wanted to kind of keep it to him and his family. But he is talking about wanting to do more of that sort of thing. So I think one of the things that I can say that, I mean, they don't have sort of it all laid out, but during this transition period, I think they're seeing this as an opportunity, and we're going to support them to reach out to the community in some different ways like this. And so I think they're going to want to, I think they'll be working on developing other opportunities. So it was a great meeting. It was great to hear what people's experiences were. And it just sounded like a wonderful evening that probably wouldn't have happened a couple, 3 years ago.
Were you able to attend?
Not the ceremony, no. He kept it private, which was fine. So that's Kahukumana report as well.
Okay. Any questions? If not, we can move to the one agenda item that we need to review, which is the Canada, France, Hawaii telescope installation of NASA Pandora equipment.
Okay, thank you, Chair. So this is a request by Canada, France, Hawaii Telescope to install NASA's Pandora instrument on the catwalk railing of its summit, of the Summit Observatory building. The instrument is part of a larger NASA Pandora project that uses spectroscopy to study ultraviolet light and visible wavelengths. They have wanted to begin taking atmospheric these measurements from Maunakea and including it in this larger NASA Pandora project. Environment Committee reviewed it and expressed unanimous support. Kahukumana reviewed it and wanted to know how data from the other Pandora sites, this Pandora project is an international project. So how the data was going to be from the other sites would be made available. And then we're now bringing it forward to you folks for your review and recommendations. I have Joy here. We have Joy here to answer any questions about the project, if there are any. We did get a few questions from Andy that Joy was able to try to track down some answers to. They were pretty specific to Andy's interests, but I don't know, we can review that with you folks as well. But just let me ask if there's any general questions about the project.
No questions.
So our recommendation, go ahead.
Here we go.
Diana.
No, I just was gonna say it seemed very straightforward. So that's why I have no questions.
Yeah. So it will require a site plan approval, which we will seek from OCCL. You see there in the project description, the conditions that we've included as part of the project approval. Those would all be included in the site plan approval as well. I don't know, Joy, do you want to add anything? Okay. So our recommendation is the project we classified as a minimal impact project, and we'd like your concurrence with our recommendation to move forward unless you have any other additional conditions you wanted to add.
I move that we approve the project and recommend that it move forward.
Second. Second.
Thank you. Thank you. We have a motion and a second for approving the installation or approving and recommending to the Board of Regents, the Canada, France, Hawaii telescope installation of NASA Pandora equipment. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye or raise your hand. Aye. Unanimous approval. So, I don't know if these, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, so at this time, Chair, I know we have announcements, but I would like to make a motion that we go into executive session to discuss with our attorney issues related to my executive director's report, covered in my executive director's report.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Billy. Motion and a second to move into executive session. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Raise your hand. Aye. Unanimous approval. So we will move into executive session and reconvene when we're done.
Yeah.
Okay.
So remember to use the other link to go into executive session.
Okay.
Okay, you can leave this meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joy.
Hi, this is Jesse. Is anybody on yet?
Yes.
Not just us, just the
Okay.
library.
We're getting there.
You know, when I joined, it said it was recording. Can we turn off the recording?
Yes.
Thank you.
Too much technology. I mean, oh my God. So you have us on YouTube, but then now we're going to Zoom, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so that's the screen that's showing on YouTube
on YouTube, right?
for the public.
Hi, just checking. Are we still on?
So are they gonna show up again? Courtney is on the screen. Everyone, okay, good, yeah.
Just to let them in.
Yeah, because they're all in the waiting room.
I see, yeah, 8.
So Diana.
Diana.
Did she call in? Did Diana call in?
No, so I tried to promote her as panelist. She has to press OK on her end. That's what we're waiting for.
Oh. She did.
She should be able to hear us, even if she's not a panelist yet, so if we.
Diana, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I could hear you talking, but I was not in the meeting. I was just an observer and I didn't receive the promotion as panelist until just now.
Okay, great.
It's probably my computer. No, that's the problem. Sorry.
Because you're in a different time zone. You know, volcano is a different time zone.
It's the retirement time zone.
All right, so I will reconvene the Maunakea Management Board meeting. It is now 6:19. I think the only announcement I have is the next public meeting will be held on no, this is wrong. Next public meeting will be held on June. Sorry,
Oh, we got the date wrong.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's June 6th.
June 6th.
June 6th, Tuesday, June 6th at 5 p.m. Anything else? Greg, you think of?
No, I can't think of anything. I mean, I'll talk to you later, but we might see if I'd like to see if Shane would like to be willing to come in and talk about experience that he facilitated.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That'd be great. If there's no other announcements, I want to wish everyone, or at least those of you that are happy Mother's Day coming up, and thank you for attending as always, and I will adjourn the meeting. It is now 6:20. So have a good rest of the evening. Aloha
Thank you.
and mahalo.
Bye.
Thank you. Aloha.
Thank you.